Hello everyone, how you guys? ごめん皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか？今日も可能性無限大です。It's タロサックということで、今日の動画では海外の就活事情というテーマでやっていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネルではいつもいろんなトピックを軸に外国人へのインタビューを展開してるんですけど、いつもやってるようなカジュアルなネタもいいんですけど、たまには少し真面目なトピックを入れてみんなとさらに一緒に頭の中グローバル化していきたいということで、今日はこのトピックでいきたいと思います。日本の就活って外国人から見たらどうなのかとか、僕が住んでいるオーストラリアではどんな就活が行われているのかとか、そしてそこにはどんな違いがあるのか、早速これから実際に今まさに就活中というか、すごくいいタイミングのオーストラリア人があっちにいるのでインタビューしていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネルではこうやって外国人へのインタビュー動画ですとか海外関連の役立ち情報を毎週配信してます。見るだけで頭の中がグローバル化すること間違いなし。面白いと思ってもらえた方はぜひチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。インスタグラムの方では僕のオーストラリアでの日常的なこととか、たまにインスタライブをやって、視聴者さんと繋いで、触れ合いながら楽しんだりしてるので、まだフォローしていないという方はぜひですね、インスタグラムこちらフォローよろしくお願いします。ということで今日はお家の中でのインタビューですけど、早速行きましょう。Alright, thank you very much for your help today.Could you give us a bit of an introduction of yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm Yutaro's housemate.
Housemate?
Yeah, I am currently at the University of Sydney, not too far from where we live. I study finance and business analytics, which basically is like applied mathematics and computer coding.
Well, it sounds smart, man.That's all I know.
Yeah, maybe.
Sounds very smart. Is it 3 years university or 4 years university?
Because I'm doing 2 majors, I'm doing a 4
You are doing 2 majors?
Yeah, so finance and business analytics. The degree itself is a Bachelor of Commerce.
You will get literally 2 degrees?
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty much.
I don't think we have that system in Japan.
Well, so 2 majors is within 1 degree, but it's like I have 2 specialties within that major.
Oh, okay.
Some other students though might do a Bachelor of Arts as well as a Bachelor of Law.
Yeah.
And that might take 5-6 years.
Oh, right. So it's a bit of a different system from Japanese universities, I guess.
Yeah.
Because most of Japanese universities, as long as you don't go like doctor courses or something, usually 4 years. But in Australia, it sounds like 3 years universities are common.
I would say 3 is probably the most common.
Yeah.
But once you start putting things together, you can get 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And then if you're doing medicine, get ready for 10.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my brother, he's 33
Yeah.
and he's just finishing up.
So you're currently, what's your grade?
So I'm in my last year, so that's my 4th year.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends are in their 5th years and 3rd years.
Okay.
And some of them are finishing, some of them are continuing.
Alright, so this is your last year.
Yeah, this is my last year, only 6 more months to go.
So today I want to talk about job hunting in Australia.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the system of job hunting in Australia and Japan is a little bit different. I mean, each country has, their own way, but I want to find, what the difference is there, and then I want to compare,
Yeah, cool.
So in Japan, there's some certain season for job hunting.
Yeah.
Okay? Most of Japanese uni students probably start like attending internship when you're in 3rd grade. Because like I said, in Japan, there's many 4 years universities. I mean, not everyone. Some people do internship. When I was in university, I didn't do internship. I just directly went to job hunting, started job hunting. Then around the time people start like the final year, like your last year of the university, they start attending to information seminar where company introduce themselves to the students. And then finally, after a couple months later, the student literally start taking interviews and stuff. And then successful applicants get the invitation from the companies.
Yeah.
Something like that. So the question is going to be like this. In Australia, do you guys have some certain season for job hunting like Japan? Or like people literally start whenever they want to do?
Well, it's a bit of a mixture, but for the majority of people, and this is something that I've experienced myself, is usually around February. That's when a lot of the companies will release their job advertisements.
Yeah.
Early February.
Yeah.
They spend about 4 months in that whole process of they leave it open from February to April maybe.
February to April? Sorry, what they're going to do?
That's for applications.
Application, yeah.
Usually it's your resume, your cover letter, which is like a 1-pager of why you want to work at that company and why you think you're worth it.
Yeah.
But also, it's so different now. across different companies. So my experience has been sometimes I've had to play a video game.
A video game?
To test my ability to detect how much risk I'm taking. For example,
really?
Yeah, there was one where I had to pop balloons on a computer screen.
Yeah.
And that would assess how much risk I take. So for financial companies, they can gauge how much of an asset I will be to them based on how I take risks in certain situations, including just popping balloons.
That's very interesting. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not too sure if Japanese companies have this way or not, but because I've been here for a long time, obviously. But that sounds very interesting, and it's very, I mean, it makes sense. You know, they can literally see what you can do in the company.
Yeah, there was another one, and that was like you're in an email, like your own private email, and you have a bunch of emails coming in, and you have to reply to them in how you would reply to them in a business setting.
They already do that in like application, how do you call it, the season.
Yeah, so there's like a test, and basically it's a computer sending you messages, and you have to reply to that message, and then they'll see how you respond.
Really? Yeah. That's interesting, because in Japan, it's similar in the beginning. You know, you send CV, resume, which says, you know, who you are, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and also why you chose this company, and what you can do in the company. You know, that sort of thing. Pretty similar to Australia. But then we have test. I had test, but it's more like a knowledge test. It's very basic, so you know it's not really good to say, but they just checking if you're not done. You know? But that's more, I think that's more difficult than that.
Yeah,
it's a big step ahead.
We have that as well. They're called cognitive tests.
Cognitive tests.
And there's usually 3 or 4 things that they test. Usually your numerical skill, so just your general maths, your reading skill, so how you interpret words, your logic, so ability to see patterns, and then the last one could be a lot of different things. It could be another video game.
Depends on the company, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So what do you think about this? If you Google job hunting overseas, many articles says many Japanese companies prioritize the potential on hiring someone, which basically means that they're looking for someone who gradually, you know, when after they train, become beneficial for the company.
Yeah.
Whereas in foreign countries, maybe including Australia, they prioritize the ability or people who are literally ready to start work on the spot.
Yeah.
Is it true? Do you feel it like this?
It definitely can be like that, and I think that depends on the company. So maybe for large companies in Japan, it's all about potential, and I would say that probably applies to Australia as well.
Like big bank or...
Yeah, like a bank, for example, it is about potential because they look at your cognitive ability. You might not have any experience in banking, but if they can at least see that you can learn things easily, then they'll take you on because it's all about your ability to learn and withhold information.
So that's more like Japan, eh?
Yeah, but then it's like sometimes you might have a startup company, like a very small company.
Yeah.
For example, like Atlassian is now one of the biggest companies in Australia.
Yeah.
They started off in a small office with just 2 guys, but then as they started recruiting more people, they'd need to hire more experienced people right off the bat, rather than
like people who can literally start on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So it depends on the company, but you say generally big companies look at the potential, whereas the small company look at the more ability.
Yeah.
So when you do job hunting in this country, do you have some like a common sense or some certain rule? So in Japan, for example, you can't have mustache or beard, or also you have to have like nice hair. You can't be like afro or too long, something like that. And also you have to have a black hair. We also have recruitment suit. So it's like a shitty looking suit pretty much.
Oh, right.
It doesn't look good. But I don't know why they do that. Do you have something like this in Australia?
I would say yes and no. There's some weird ones and there's some pretty self-explanatory ones.
Tell me.
A weird one I know, I have a friend who works at a law firm, and when he first joined, he was told that he has to wear a navy suit.
Navy suit, okay.
Because all the bosses got to wear the grey.
Okay, they have to
my...
make sure that they look different.
It's not my experience, because I can wear whatever colour suit I want to work.
Yeah.
But I know that there's some companies have weird things like that that are just a bit strange. It doesn't really make any sense. But aside from that, the more common things is like you generally treat all your coworkers politely. I'm sure that applies in Japan as well.
But what would you wear when you go to job hunting? Like literally like interviews and stuff. Do you have to wear black suit or?
No. So interview, you just want to look professional.
Yeah.
If you're going to a big company, a big corporate company, wearing a tie is a bit much, but always dressing up and making sure you look good and professional is always a plus.
So there's no like dress code.
There's no dress code.
You have to look good.
Yeah.
What about beard and mustache?
That's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
But if you got one like me after a few weeks,
okay,
that's not fine.
You have to have if you want to have a beard, you have to have like a proper beard.
Yeah.
And then like, you shave it in nice shape.
Yeah, and then same thing with hair. Like it needs to be neat.
Okay.
You can't have lightning strikes on the side of your head.
Okay, but even you have long hair, as long as it looks really tight and like neat.
Yeah, one of my colleagues has long hair and he ties it up.
Okay.
In a bun.
It's really fun to ask this kind of question because it's so different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that which one's better or not, but it's a bit more stricter and then it's limited.
Yeah, I would say like Japanese movies as well, or depictions of business culture in Japan also kind of reflects that as well.
I think so, yeah.
Because when I see a business setting in Japan in whatever movie it may be, it always seems more strict and more like homogenous.
Okay.
Like every suit looks kind of similar. There's not much difference in what people wear.
Also, I would say there's not much freedom on advertisement. When you are in advertisement, like people have to look really nice and neat.
Yeah.
But in Australia, it's same, but at the same time, it's not really same because people have tattoos on the TV commercial.
Oh yeah.
Things like this, it's a bit more freedom, you know.
Yeah.
In this country, I think it's because of the diversity. Lots of cultures here.
Yeah.
You know, so they respect kind of like all the aspects as long as you're not hurting someone.
Tattoos are more of a norm in Australia, right, compared to Japan?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. It's getting a bit more opened, but still, if you like, I had a tattoo when I went to job hunting after university. Well, when I was a uni student, I obviously have to hide.
So even after you're hired, if they see your tattoo, they might change their mind.
Yeah, there was many controversial issues before, like especially if you're doing government job, like you're working in service center or something, and then they found that you have a tattoo. There was a controversial thing, like if you can fire her or fire him or her, or like legally not.
Yeah.
But they eventually fired the person, I think.
Wow.
Because of the tattoo.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, definitely could not do that in Australia.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit of differences there.
Yeah, cool.
What's the minimum, annual salary you can compromise as a first year
graduate
worker?
Yeah. It depends on the industry, but I think the medium salary for first year out of uni is something around $1,000 mark.
$1,000.
It's all up for negotiation.
Negotiation. When we do job hunting in Japan, we kind of have to be careful about a company which is called Black Company in Japan.
Okay.
Do you have something like this in Australia?